The guy had told me, in our business, you know when it starts, but rarely when it stops. This time I knew what I was up to. They were on my case. Just about 8 months of investigations to decipher my life and track me down. Like always, everything started with the death of the godfather in the Marseille family. And when you say death, you think inheritance, and I was to be the first to get my share. In these hard times, they were there to take the risks, defend the higher interests, play the peacekeepers and tighten up relations inside the clan. But first and foremost, get their share of the loot. The guy on the phone had been just a bit too slimy when he told me that he had a revelation to make and wanted me to sign a contract with him, that he'd take care of me like no one to help me preserve my rights. I believed him and ran away as far as I could. Santa Claus doesn't exist. When the old man passed away, they'd gathered a bunch of data and had used their imagination to the bone to go through every detail until they knew the case by heart. They had quietly gone fishing and had just struck me like a fish. Specialists of humankind. Strange, because I'd done everything to shake them off, but nothing would do against 100 years of experience and very big means. Their contact, the one and only problem solver, had told the family's representative, just give us the info and leave the complicated things to us. We like it, and we'll make your lives easier. This girl was teamed up with a tracker, who in fact was out to track me down. These two, a kind of mix between a fox and a Labrador, could rely on a small army of 250 people who relayed information and could process no less than 1,200 affairs each year. They meant business. Trying to put as much distance between me and them was just a waste of time given the size of their growing national and international network, not counting the many spearheads they have everywhere. The boss in Marseille said that he knew the national business and that they had to look beyond. Tough luck. That's where I was, sailing the 7 seas. These guys could match up their information at the speed of light, but at least they hadn't called in the media. They had always been the best and first to innovate, and they weren't about to call it quits. 20 years earlier, they started with microfilms and in situ indexing of public documents to generate their database. And that's what they continue to do today. Result? Millions of digital data stored on a secured intranet. The good data, you can shell like a lobster, bit by bit to bring everything to light, according to the conductor. They base their conviction on a body of evidence from different sources that only they are able to interpret. That turned them into the first people to contact for tough jobs, and me, in just another prey, hunted down not by a beat, but by thousands of clicks. It just struck me that once on a trail, they would never give up, capable of catching the invisible man. And as proof of this, there they were, tickled pink at the idea of pinning me down. We had reached the end of the tunnel and saw the light.